Most people talk about the bugs, the delays, the promises, even the ships. But there's another side to Star Citizen, one that's much harder to explain. And maybe that's the reason so many of us are still here. For most players, that moment doesn't come from understanding everything. It comes from realizing that this isn't just another game. Not just something you try once, but something you start paying attention to. Because at some point, it stops being about what's already there, and it starts becoming about where it's going. That's where the shift begins. It's a moment most players recognize, because what you're looking at isn't finished, and yet, you don't want to look away. You check in on it, you follow it, you start thinking about it even when you're not playing. And before long, you notice something. You're not just playing it anymore, you start to care about it. Not just for what it is, but for what it could become. After that point, something else starts to happen. Not everyone stays. Some players step away. They stop checking in, play a little less often, and eventually move on. But others don't. Some of us keep coming back. Even when we're not playing, it's still on our minds. A place we want to go, a mission we haven't tried, something we haven't experienced yet. Because Star Citizen offers something different, not just in what you can do, but in how it feels to be there. The scale, the distance, the ability to move through it without interruption. At times, it doesn't even feel like a game. It feels like a place. And if you spend time in it, you know how that feels. Somewhere you can exist, even if it's just for a little while. You're not just controlling a character. You're living through them, seeing things you'll never see in real life, doing things you'll never get to do. And for the ones who stay, that feeling is hard to walk away from. Because it's not just a game we come back to, it's a place. But staying isn't always easy, because the more time you spend with it, the more you start to feel it when something goes wrong. A mission that doesn't work, hours spent trying to complete something, only for it to break at the end. And just like that, the time you put in feels like it didn't lead anywhere. Most players have been there at some point. It's not just frustration, it's the energy that comes with it, the excitement going in, and the feeling of walking away with nothing. And sometimes it's not even something new, it's something familiar. Issues that have been there for a while. Small things, but things that still affect the experience. And it doesn't always happen, but it happens enough. Enough to remind you that the experience isn't always consistent. Sometimes everything works the way it should, and sometimes it doesn't. And that's where things start to divide, because the people who care about this game and spend time in it care about it in different ways. Different expectations, different priorities, different ideals of what it should become. And when those expectations don't line up, that's when conversations change. That's when they turn into arguments, not because people hate the game, but because they care about it. Because on one hand, you want it to be further along. You want it to work the way it was originally meant to, or at least the way you thought it would. But on the other hand, you see where it's going now, the ideals that have grown beyond that, the ways the vision has changed or expanded. You understand what it's trying to do, the scale, the ambition, the fact that it's doing things most games don't even attempt. And that takes time, resources, focus. Even when that focus is split between everything it's trying to become, and somewhere in between those two feelings is where most of the community finds itself. And after everything that comes with it, the frustration, the setbacks, the moments that make you question it, we still return. And lately, it feels like that vision is starting to come into focus. Not all at once, but enough to start seeing it more clearly. Enough to feel like things are finally moving forward. Sometimes it's something that's been a long time coming. Pieces of the experience that were talked about for years, finally starting to find their place. Not just additions, but steps towards something bigger. And when those pieces start to come together, it feels like progress. And other times, it takes almost nothing. A place you haven't been yet, a route you never took, a skyline you forgot was there. Something small finds its way back in, and suddenly, you remember. Because even after all this time, Star Citizen still has a way of feeling unfinished, without feeling empty. There's still another place beyond the one you know, another reason to lift off, another moment that catches you off guard. And maybe that's why we keep returning, not because it's perfect, but because somewhere along the way, it stopped being about what the game is right now and started becoming about what it's still trying to become. We're not done with it yet, and maybe it's not done with us either.